Right, this is how easy it is to install one of these new bushes on the back end. Basically just fiddle it in, put it in upside down, so it's nice and loose. Push your bolt through. While it's still loose and there's no nut on there, just literally twiggle it round like so. Give the rubber a little push. Them holes will line up, more or less line up, and then gives you a chance to put the nut and the counterweight back on here. Make sure you do that. Then with the other hand, lift the gearbox up one-handed, literally push it up like so, and then install these bolts back into the diff. Tighten up, make sure they're nice and tight, and if you look closely you can see that this one actually had a locking material applied to it, locking liquid, so it doesn't vibrate loose. Reapply some more of that, tighten it up to well, they would say the recommended levels. I will probably, looking at the size of it and experience, would probably take it up to about £50 per square inch, maybe 55, we shall see. And I will get back to you once I've put the bolts in. So, bolts are all installed. I've had to push the little nut back in there at the top. This one here I had to push that back because it was with the new bush going on, there's a lot of tension in it, and took that one back, put these three in. You see, got my hands on it, a bit fiddly, nice and loose. Keep everything loose till you've got them all in. Make sure you only do hand tight to start with. Don't be tempted to use a spanner or a drive or a socket wrench or something. And then it's just a case of tapping this nut from round the back here. If you look carefully, you can see my finger through the gap. Down here. Tap that nut back in, at the same time taking the tension off the drive box, and then installing the counterweight and the nut along with the liquid lock fluid. Okay. Okay, the new part's on. Now, originally I was going to buy a bush and replace the bush, and the idea was to remove it. You can see it's still loose at the moment. This big counterweight has to go on, and tighten it all up. Tighten these three up, and that's your job done, really. But the silent block, or the bush in the back there, was so bad in the end that I had no choice but to buy a new part from Mitsubishi, which wasn't as bad as I thought, but was ridiculous considering the price of a new bush is 10 quid, or the whole complete piece is £108 and 86 pence. I think the 86 pence is the bit that sort of rubs you up a bit wrong, but anyway. The job's jobbed, it's done, and it's pretty easy really. Just sit the car on a couple of blocks of wood, crawl yourself underneath. There you go. It's only sitting on a couple of blocks. Just to get your weight underneath it. Make sure you block the front, put the handbrake on, leave it in drive, do everything safe. And you only need 2 ratchets, 17mm sockets, and job done. Good luck.